Whoa, what's up, what's going on, what's happening? Hope everyone's having an absolutely fantastic day. Ryan Loede here, coming to you live with a quick little tip, quick little message that I want to bring to you guys that I believe will impact your results, will impact your life, and ultimately will help you create more success, right? That's what we're all looking to do. That's what we're all looking to achieve. Create more success, create financial freedom, and achieve our goals and targets. So before we start this, most importantly, I want you to grab a pad and a pen. I want you to, number one, take notes. And then number two, on what I'm speaking about, I want you to rate each specific area from a 1 to a 5. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. Be truthful with yourself and determine where you need to improve. Because with today's message, I want to talk about 6 areas that you need to be consistent in. 6 areas of your life that you need to be consistent in order to increase the ability and increase the efficiency of achieving your goals and targets, to increase your ability to achieve the success you desire, to increase the ability to create financial freedom in your life. Before I go any further, before I jump into today's topic of 6 areas that you need to be consistent in, I want to fully introduce myself because, hey, if you don't know me, I take full responsibility. My name is Ryan Loede, building a 9-figure insurance agency and helping everyday Americans create a multiple 6-figure residual income here at LC Financial Group. I'm rocking some of my LC merch, LC apparel. If you want to learn more about what it would look like to partner with us here at LC Financial Group, DM me, comment below, reach out to any of our partners here at LC Financial Group. And also, if you want to learn more about purchasing some merch and some apparel here at LC Financial Group, reach out to me. We want to get our brand across the whole world because we are hiring in all 50 states, commission-based opportunities as well as salary-based positions. So hey, let's jump into it. Let's make it quick. Let's make it snappy. I know you guys are trying to get to sleep, burning the midnight oil. I love you folks who are doing so, as I've been on that schedule myself, as well as you guys clearly can see. Because hey man, the momentum's rolling. I'm just continually moving forward. So today's topic of discussion, like I said, before I go any further, grab a piece of paper, grab a pad, grab a pen, take notes, pick out the right data and the right information that can apply to your life, that you can execute in your life. And then also, most importantly, when I'm going through the 6 areas that you need to be consistent in to create financial freedom and create the success you desire and reach your goals and targets, I want you to rate each of these areas from a 1 to a 5. So you can see which area that you need to improve on. Be truthful with yourself, be honest with yourself, because hey, first thing you got to do to ever improve anything in your life is to admit it, to confront it, right? Your ability to confront things will be the degree to which you actually achieve success and the degree that which you actually achieve your goals and targets. So confront what you need to improve on. Rate each of these areas, these 6 areas that you need to be consistent on, from a 1 to a 5, 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. So 6 areas to be consistent in. Number one is your wake up time. Wake up. What time are you waking up? What time are you waking up? Me, preferably before the sun gets up. So what time are you waking up? Are you being consistent with the time that you wake up every single day? Hey, might not be the same time every single day. However, me personally, I found myself and a lot of other highly successful individuals most efficient and most just like, hey, on top of their game when they're waking up at a consistent time every single day. It's clockwork, right? It's clockwork. I remember one point in time last year, I was waking up at 2:50, 2:55 a.m. every single day. I knew what my day looked like from waking up till about the time that I started prospecting. I had everything literally dialed down. And this, hey, might not be for you, but hey, you're gonna be more consistent, you're gonna be more disciplined, and you're gonna get more done when you have a consistent wake up time, when you know exactly what you're doing when you wake up and every single second after this. And this is, something I was talking about before, but like having that schedule, that daily battle plan of like what you're doing, what time you're doing it at, what the target is within that time block, so it can help you create time, so it can help you use your time as efficiently as you can, right? Because time is money, right? So the time in which you wake up should be very consistent. Maybe an hour span at the very most of like differentiation, but like you should set a specific time that you wake up every single day. Because the more consistent you can be with that and the more disciplined you can be with that, the more that you are going to be on top of your game. The more that you're gonna be literally like just immediately just right at it from the get-go. Because hey, if you wake up at one time one day, another time the next day, another time the next day, one time the other day, it's like, hey, you're spotty, you're inconsistent, you're undisciplined with what time you're waking up. And our body, our mind loves consistency. It loves to know, like, boom, pinpoint what time you're waking up. And then number two, as I'm gonna get into it, what time you go to sleep. But what time you wake up is so important. Like, in order to really max out your day, in order to really make your day as efficient as possible, you need to first outline the time you wake up and the time that you go to sleep. Those are the most important times to lay down. Those are the most important times to lock in. What time you go to sleep and what time you wake up. So as you're watching this now, hey, maybe as me personally, like I take full responsibility. I'm confronting this right now with you guys. Like, I haven't been as consistent with the time that I'm waking up. But hey, the most important thing is waking up before the sun, waking up before that sun gets up, getting a head start before many people even get up. Because hey, what happens is when you wake up before the sun, you're getting an extra 2 to 3 hours out of your day every single day. And that adds up, right? 2 hours every single day out of a week, that's 14 hours. 14 hours, you do that for 50 weeks out of the year. How much extra time are you creating for yourself? Whew, that's a lot of extra time. That's a lot of extra time. That's 700 hours right there of extra time. 14 hours a week, 50 weeks a year, that's 700 hours. 700 hours, what is that? That's like 30 days extra. 30 days, hey, not exactly pinpoint, but that's 30 days extra if you're waking up 2 hours earlier, beating the sun up, getting up before most people get up. Number one, you're moving into domination. You're doing what other people don't want to do. You're doing what other people make seem uncomfortable. And that's where the most growth will come. So 6 areas to be consistent in. Number one, your wake up time. What time are you waking up? Set this time right now. And hey, like I said earlier, I can definitely be a lot more consistent with this. So hey, I'm gonna rate myself a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5 with the wake up time. Man, the 5, if you're on a 5, you're waking up at the same time every single day. It doesn't change, it doesn't deviate. You're waking up at the same time every single day. And what happens there is like, you're programming your mind to be like, hey, I wake up at this time. You're telling your mind, I wake up at this time. And then your mind is just gonna be ready. Your body's gonna be ready, and your mind is gonna be ready right when you wake up, when you're consistent with it. And I've seen it personally in my life. Like, man, I've operated on the highest frequency when I have a set wake up time and when I have a set go to sleep time. So that's number 2, what time you go to sleep. What time do you go to sleep? As I said earlier, the most important 2 things of our schedule in a day is the time that we wake up and the time that we go to sleep. Very, very important. Very, very important. You know, earlier in my life, 5, 6, 7 years ago when I was in high school, man, anytime after 9 p.m., I was getting into mischief. I was doing things I know I shouldn't be doing, and I was getting into trouble. So hey, figuring out that go to sleep time is very important, because without locking in a time that you go to sleep every single night, it's going to be even more difficult to wake up at a certain time every single day. So out of those 2, you got to set that go to sleep time. You got to pencil in that go to sleep time so you can be more consistent and be more disciplined with the time that you wake up. And why do we need to be consistent in the time that we wake up and the time that we go to sleep? Because hey, it's going to help us create more success. It's literally lining up our schedule and having a schedule like an attack plan, a daily battle plan, right? And it's going to allow us to maximize our time throughout the day. I've seen the most highly successful individuals operate on a schedule. They don't have any white space. They have time blocks within their schedule, within their days. They have a daily battle plan of tasks and objectives and targets to hit, and they're laser focused. Their attention is on moving forward and hitting those targets and those goals throughout each of their days. So having a wake up time and having a go to sleep time. Man, I'm gonna rate my go to sleep time probably a 3 out of 5 again. See, I need to improve. I need to improve, and I'm being honest with myself. And I want you guys to be honest with yourself as well. Because I know, hey, more than 90% of us could definitely improve on this. And it's just the truth, it's just a fact. It's a fact. In order for us to get ahead in life, we have to confront what we're not doing, what needs to improve, what we need to remove, and what could get better, right? So, number 1, number 2, wake up, go to sleep. Number 3 is our work schedule. Our work schedule. So, you know, how many hours are we working every single day? Do we have a set allotted time for the hours that we're working every single day? Do we know how much work we're putting in every single day? Is it 8 hours? Is it 9 hours? Is it 10 hours? Or hey, is one day 10 hours? Is the next day 8 hours? Is the next day 2 hours? Is the next day we're not even showing up? Right, like I've seen so many individuals that aren't getting the results they want, aren't getting the outcomes they want. They don't have their income in the right place. Their revenue's not coming in. They're spotty with their work schedule. And then they wonder why. Hey, it's because you're not consistent with the amount of hours that you put in every single day. See, what this is really doing, these 6 areas to be consistent in, it's setting a structure and it's setting a foundation in our lives. Because hey, we need that structure and we need that foundation. We need to be operating like we're in the military, right? Because a lot of people nowadays, they lack the structure, they lack the foundation, and they have no set barriers and no set restrictions. And without barriers and without restrictions, you will not get the freedoms that you desire. If you want freedom, you have to have restrictions and barriers. So setting up these restrictions, this wake up time, setting up the restriction of what time you go to sleep, and setting up the restriction of your work schedule. Are you working 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours, 9 hours, 10 hours? Like how many hours are you working every single day? And once you pick the amount of time that you're gonna work every single day, be consistent with it, being disciplined with it. Maybe at first it's like 6 hours because you're not even used to working 6 hours. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you're self-employed. It's very easy to show up one day and not show up the next day. Very, very easy. And this is why it's so important as a self-employed individual to have these set restrictions and barriers. Because if you're inconsistent and undisciplined, what's going to happen? Your results and your outcomes are going to be up and down, up and down, up and down. Hey, that's no good. We want our results and outcomes to be continually going up, right? Because hey, they're either going up or they're going down. So setting that work schedule, setting the go to sleep time, setting the wake up time will allow you to see your results continually going up. So hey, set your work schedule. Is it 6 hours at first? Great. Be consistent with those 6 hours every single day. Next thing you know, those 6 hours, it's gonna fly by. It's literally gonna fly by. And then you're gonna set it to 7 hours, then 8 hours, then 9 hours, then 10 hours, then a 10-hour day, 11 hours, then 12 hours. Next thing you know, a 12-hour work day is gonna feel like nothing. Because number one, it's a normal habitual activity. It's a normal habitual habit to you. So it just feels like, wow, like I'm used to this, right? That's what happens. When you continue to win, it feels less like winning, it feels more like a habit. When you continue to work a set amount of hours every single day, it's gonna feel less like work. It's gonna feel like more like success. It's gonna feel more like a reward. So setting that strict work schedule, for me, I'm gonna give myself a 4 out of 5. Because I'm working like a maniac. I'm working like my life depends on it. And that's how it should be for all of us. We should be working like we're living on our last breath. Working like we're striving for that next breath of accomplishment, right? And then number four is our growing and learning. Whew. This is big. This is key. So growing and learning, we say, I talk about it all the time. The more you learn, the more you earn. The more that you study, the more that you're gonna earn. The more that you dive into information, you learn more, you study more, you master your craft more, you master your presentation, how to communicate, how to close deals. The more you do all that, the more that you're gonna earn. And the better you're gonna feel about yourself. We can say if you're an amateur and not a professional and not a master, you're gonna get amateur results. You're gonna get amateur outcomes. No one likes that. That's not gonna make you feel good. When you know deep down that your potential is so much higher than this, than what you're currently operating at, your potential is so much higher than what you're currently operating at, it's not gonna make you feel good. It's gonna be attacking you every single day because you know that you could be operating at such a higher frequency. You know that you could be acting and taking actions at such a higher level. You know that you could be working more. You know that you could be more consistent. You know that you could be more disciplined. But hey, you're not doing it. You're falling short of what you know you could be doing. What is that gonna do? It's gonna lower your self-esteem, it's gonna lower your self-confidence, and it's gonna lower how you feel about yourself. It's gonna lower your self-image, right? We need to be continually building upon our self-image. Hey, our self-image is like, hey, I am a multi-billionaire. Now I can live up to that. If you only think you're a millionaire, then you become a millionaire, you're capped. So you gotta be continually raising that self-image, right? So growing and learning, it keeps me inspired. It should inspire you as well. The more I learn, the more excited I become. The more I learn, the more I'm able to effectively do what I'm doing in life. The more I learn and the more I grow, the more I'm able to handle life, to handle what life throws at me. The more I learn, the more I grow, the more I'm able to effectively hire people, the more I'm able to effectively train people, the more I'm able to effectively retain these individuals and create them into high producing individuals. The more I grow and the more I learn, the more I'm able to grow my agency and grow my organization and grow my team. And this is what you should be focused on. Don't look at growing and learning as a nuance, as something that just takes away from your time. Look at it as a necessity. Look at it as something that is an absolute must and always an obligation, because this is what's going to help you get to that next level by continually learning and by continually growing. So making sure that you're growing and learning is absolutely key. Definitely an area that you need to be consistent in if you want to achieve financial freedom and achieve the success you desire. And then number five is your goals. Goals and targets. Goals and targets, goals and targets, goals and targets. One of my favorites. I'm writing down my goals and targets every single day. Every single day, right when I wake up. Hey, I could even be even more better with it by writing them down before I go to sleep. But hey, before I go any further, growing and learning, man, I hate to do it, but I'm gonna put myself at a 5. I know I could still improve though. I know I can still improve on the growing and learning aspect. I'm putting myself at a 5 out of 5. That means I'm at the highest, but man, I always think I can do better. You always gotta have that chip on your shoulder of like, man, I can always do better. I can always do more. I can always go further. I can always put more into it. I can always go more all in. I can always take more risks. It can always be more dangerous, right? But hey, I'm definitely giving myself a 5. I'm learning every single day. I'm growing every single day. I go to events, conferences, boot camps, masterminds, and this is what you should be doing as well. So let me know what you rate yourself on the growing and learning part. But goals and targets are absolutely crucial. Write them down every single day. Hey, maybe it's once a day, right when you wake up. Maybe it's twice a day, right before you go to sleep and right when you wake up. Hey, maybe it's multiple times throughout the day, like my Uncle G has taught me. It's like, hey, when you have a disappointment, when you have a setback or an adversity or an obstacle, write down your goals and targets. Get focused on where you are going. And that's what goals and targets ultimately does for you. When you're writing down your goals and targets, you're focused on where you are going. You're not focused on the losses. You're not focused on the obstacles. You're not focused on the adversity. You're focused on where you are going. You have goals and targets that are so massive. You have purposes and reasons that are so massive that when you get hit with upsets, when you get hit with obstacles or adversity, it doesn't affect you. It doesn't phase you. It might affect you or phase you for a slight moment, but it does not deter your focus. It does not deter your attention and that ability to continue to move forward. Because I personally have such massive goals and targets, I stay locked in. I stay laser focused. I stay continually moving forward and continually persisting because I know my goals and targets are more important than what I could be currently going through. And it's the same for you. It's the same for all you guys that are watching. No matter what you're going through, no matter what obstacle or adversity you're fighting through, it's so insignificant to where you are going. If you don't know where you're going, you're not going to get there. So you got to write down your goals and targets every single day. Got to be consistent in that area. So we got six areas to be consistent in. Number 1, wake up. Number 2, go to sleep. Work schedule, growing and learning, goals and targets. What would I rate my goals and targets? I'm gonna say a 4 out of 5. So the only really thing I'm lacking in, let me erase that actually. I'm gonna give myself a 3. I'm gonna give myself a 3. Here's the reason why. Number 1, I don't write down my goals and targets right before I go to sleep when I know I should be. I'm very, very aware that I should be writing them down right before I go to sleep. I take full responsibility. I'm confronting the issue and the matter right now. And hey, now I'm gonna start doing them. And also, the second reason why I give myself a 3, I could go definitely deeper. I could go way deeper on my goals and targets. I could go a lot deeper. I may be like 1, 2, 3, maybe 3 levels deep on my goals and targets. Whereas like, man, I could go 10 levels deep. I could have a lot more clarity, a lot more specific like goals and targets, right? We can always get better. We can always improve. Full transparency. So 6 areas to be more consistent in: when we wake up, when we go to sleep, our work schedule, growing and learning, goals and targets. Might just change this to 5. I feel like this always happens. But hey, hope this found you well. 6 areas to be more consistent in, turned into 5 areas. Maybe I'll just tap in here really quick. see what I got here. Ooh, okay. Okay. Number six. All right. How could I forget this one? It goes hand in hand with your wake up time and go to sleep time. The hours you sleep. Now this is big. Goes hand in hand. Goes hand in hand with number 1 and number 2, wake up time and go to sleep time. How many hours do you sleep? You gotta be consistent with the amount of hours that you sleep. Your body's gonna feel better. Your mind is gonna feel better. You're gonna feel well rested. You're gonna be able to attack each day relentlessly with massive amounts of action. For me, hey, I'm looking at 6 hours. Between 5 to 7 hours, perfectly fine. 5 to 7 hours every single day. 5 to 7 hours. Some people like to get 8. Some people like to get 7 to 8 hours. Perfectly fine. Whatever makes you feel best. The thing that I do know is that you do not want to sleep too much. Why don't you want to sleep too much? Man, I've been there before. Sleeping 9 hours. Man, I've even slept like 10 hours before. And like, man, I feel even more groggy and more tired when I sleep those 9-10 hours. Because your body doesn't need that, realistically. Unless you're doing like 5 hours throughout the entire week and then Saturday and Sunday come, hey, maybe take 9 hours Saturday and Sunday. But man, all you really need realistically is 5 to 7 hours. 6 hours. If you're consistent 6 hours every single day, number 1, you're gonna get used to it. Number 2, you're gonna feel well rested. Because hey, the number of hours that you sleep every single day will ultimately determine if you feel well rested. And if you're consistent with the hours that you sleep every single day, you're gonna feel well rested. You're going to get up immediately. You're gonna go to sleep immediately. You have a hard time going to sleep every day? Hey, maybe the amount of hours that you sleep every single night is different. You have a hard time going to sleep at night? Hey, maybe the time that you wake up every single day is different, right? So they all play hand in hand. Wake up, go to sleep, how many hours you sleep. They all correlate with one another. Hey, you're having a hard time waking up? Maybe the time that you go to sleep every night is different, right? If you have a set, solid, rock hard, like I go to sleep at this time every single night, you're gonna be able to wake up on the time that you say you wanna wake up. You're gonna be able to follow through on your commitment and obligation. So, how many hours do you sleep? Man, for me, I'm giving myself a 3 out of 5. 3 out of 5. Because man, I've been a little inconsistent with my wake up time and my go to sleep time, right? And you're probably thinking like, man, Ryan, how are you even trying to tell me what to be consistent in if you're not being consistent yourself? Because hey, I know this is gonna help you. I want to share this with you. Because number 1, I'm aware of it. I'm aware of like, man, I need to improve. And it's full transparency here. So hours you sleep. So six areas to be more consistent in so you can achieve your goals and targets, so you can achieve financial freedom and the success you desire. Number 1, the time that you wake up. Number 2, the time that you go to sleep. 3, your work schedule. 4, growing and learning. 5, goals and targets. Number 6, the hours you sleep. Make sure as you're watching this or as you're rewatching this after I went live, make sure you have a pad and a pen and you write down all these areas and you rate yourself from a 1 to a 5. 1 being the lowest, 5 being the highest. Figure out what you need to improve on, take action on it immediately, and let's build upon our consistency and discipline. Because hey, true results, true outcomes, true success, true financial freedom is not gonna come unless you're consistent and disciplined. So 6 areas to be more consistent in. Hope you guys found this well You guys have a great rest of your day. Talk to you soon. Ryan Loede here. Let's continue to win. Let's keep persisting. Have a great day.